This trader turned just $600 into $19,000 overnight, and people are accusing him of insider trading. Someone made a huge recovery from a 95% loss, and this trader doesn't know what's worse, the loss or the fact he's fully convinced he'll make $80,000. And we are starting off with an insane gain by Daddy Slimane, who turned just $600 into $19,000 overnight with Virgin Galactic because he correctly anticipated the flight announcement and bought 67 Virgin Galactic call options with a striking price at $5 and expiration date on June 23rd, and 100 calls with a striking price at $4.50 and an expiration date on June 16th. And as we can see, when he bought them, he was down by 66% and was left with $608.09, and overnight his account multiplied by more than 30 times, making him $19,336.09. As soon as the market opened, he smashed sell and secured his gains. What was the reason for this sudden YOLO? Well, honestly, just pure speculation. He thought that red price action with better than average volume when the entire market is mooning feels like we're getting a delay announcement in the after hours. Although after he was right, he changed his story a little bit, saying that he always knew that was going to happen and that he's been waiting to make this trade for almost 2 years. And if you go back and study the price action and correlate that with historical press release dates, you too can almost certainly know what day the announcement will happen. Although with this company it's still a coin flip whether the announcement will be positive or negative. A lot of people accused him of insider trading, but he responded by saying that it literally took him less than 1 hour of diligence to understand when the news was going to drop. So he went from pure speculation to saying that he always knew this was going to happen just from doing 1 hour of research. Sounds like he had insider information, but it's still WallStreetBets, so who really knows. In contrast, trader by the name of Cautious Teach 1397 made a more legitimate insane comeback. Just 5 months ago he was down by 95% or around 30k, and now he made it all back and more. On May the 5th his account was worth around $2,700 and now it's worth $42,776.21, and he's made such an insane recovery mostly because he bought 150 Palantir call options with a striking price at $20 and expiration date on January 19th, 2024. Aside from this play, he also made some nice gains from SoFi and CCL leaps, but unfortunately all that effort wasn't enough as he's still down by 4.55% or around $2,000 on the all-time chart. And hopefully he isn't like some of those WallStreetBets traders who'll just bounce around their break-even for eternity. Well, trader by the name of MathGuy100 isn't bouncing anywhere as he lost a lot of money and doesn't know what's worse, the loss or the fact he's fully convinced he'll have $80,000 by expiration. So on June the 16th he bought 200 SPY call options with a striking price at $446 and expiration date on June the 29th. And since he bought them, he was constantly commenting in the WallStreetBets daily discussion. First being happy and excited, but as the market slowly fell over the past days, he was slowly getting desperate, delusional, and at last coming to the realization that his plan might not work out. I honestly feel sorry for him because when I first started trading I was as emotional as him and was constantly looking at my position slowly turning to dust. Hopefully his trade is different, but based on the options profit calculator his probability of profit is just 0.8%, and for him to get in profit SPY would have to go up by 3.5% before June the 29th, and by 4.2% for him to make the 80k he's dreaming about. Trader by the name of NJ Koskin is also dreaming about a huge gain, but in contrast to the previous trader he's already in profit. He's up by 418% or $48,610.25 because he bought Tesla call options with a striking price at $180 and an expiration date on September the 15th, and he's unfortunately going for a 10x gain. Luckily though, he changed his mind and will sell and re-enter like some have mentioned only if there is a significant pullback from here. He's walking away with 50k worst case, and he thinks this run continues past $300, which is why he's still in. But trader by the name of Crypto Halcon decided to hold on to his Tesla and SPY puts for far too long, and he's now down by 99% or $11,445.56 and is left with just $85.96. Now looking at his chart, we can see that he got in profit twice before his account ultimately turned to dust. He even had a dividend portfolio worth 6k at the time before he decided to sell it all and bought Tesla and SPY buy puts and deposited extra funds. At its peak it was worth 20k and he really thought it was going to go higher, but it went down instead. Then he thought that the rally wouldn't last, but he was wrong. He doesn't know why he didn't sell when it was at 20k, as he could have rebought his positions and more. Next up we have a trader by the name of LRove24 who made a huge gain on the first stock he ever bought on Robinhood. He's up by 3659% or around 10k because he bought 24 shares of Nvidia at an insanely low average buying price of just $11.64, which means he must have bought it all the way back in 2016. And last but not least, we have a huge loss by NoAmphibian9546 who got screwed by Adobe big time. In just a day he lost 63% of his money or $11,734.65 because he bought different calls, but most of his losses came from 27 Adobe call options with a striking price at $550 and expiration date on June the 16th. And in his limitless genius he bought them just a day till expiry. He had so much hope this time, and he's saying this because, believe it or not, this wasn't his first loss. Just 3 months ago he lost $34,979.55 in a month because he also bought one day till expiry options. So I think we can safely say he hasn't learned a thing. 4 months ago he lost 7k in just a day on Shopify options, and 7 months ago he was sold by $6,000 and did not sell, resulting in a loss of around 11k just in a matter of a few hours because he bought 0 days till expiry options. He made a lot more losses, which are more or less just a couple of days till expiry gambles. I honestly don't get it. How can you trade for such a long time and constantly lose and you still don't change your strategy, not even a tiny bit? And if you want to see how this trader lost a bank loan of more than $600,000, click on the video that just popped up. And if you like my content, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions or recommendations, leave them in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.